we're back.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
The second episode.
The second episode. I almost said something really bad.
Right off the bat.
It's episode 2.
Let's not test my editing abilities this early in the podcast because they're not that good. Yeah.
Don't wash that hat. We're going to talk tonight about our traditions and our superstitions and our rituals that we all use and utilize and do throughout hunting and fishing seasons and any of the seasons that you enjoy when you're in the outdoors. And we're going to talk about why I think there's so many superstitions and things like that. So I think part of the reason is to just dump right into it.
Don't wash the hat.
Don't wash the hat. Episode 2.
Now we go.
So
Go time.
I think the reason why there's so many traditions and superstitions is, Mother Nature is so mysterious. Like, you can be the world's best hunter, the world's best fisherman, and you'll have that hunt that shouldn't have come together, right? And it does, Yep. And then you're like, and you realize you were wearing a certain hat, or you had a certain, you had lucky underwear on that Jesse wears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe said he was going to say it, but I said it.
Stole it. 2 minutes in.
I told you guys I didn't want to talk about my secrets on the podcast. Not all of them.
So then there's these things that happen that you can't make sense of. And so I think we kind of...
And inversely, all the stars were aligned for that hunt.
Yeah.
And it didn't come together. And you're like, what went wrong?
Literally,
the wind was the right way. It was the right moon phase. The animals were there the day before.
Yeah.
What went up? And it's like, I got this new shirt on today.
That's it. I'm wearing a new shirt.
I'm never wearing that shirt again.
My wife washed my hat.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Don't wash the hat.
Don't wash the hat. So, I think that's part of the reason why. It's just because there's always going to be things that you can't understand. Things that work that you don't understand why they worked, or things that didn't work and you can't understand why it didn't work, right? And so we kind of will place a value on something and say that that's the reason why, And then on the other side of that is you'll have those like family traditions, right? That may have started as simply as that,
Right.
I only wore one sock that morning and I shot the biggest buck of my life. And your grandfather will tell that story. And it goes down and now everybody in a whole family tree is hunting with one sock on, And I'm not saying that that's a specific thing, but I'm just saying, these crazy things happen. And so those family traditions and those traditions that you do, I think, become so important and they're so powerful. And so to jump right into the one tradition that we always do that I think has become really powerful in my family, specifically with me and my children when we hunt, every hunt that I'm with my kids, and of course there's probably been a hunt or two I've missed, but we always start every hunt with prayer.
Yeah.
And I make my kids pray. Now, it's a little bit different when my daughter's hunting with me. She says a prayer silently. Like I'll just say, like at the beginning of the hunt, I'll say, "Hey, it's time to pray," and she'll pray silently, and so will I for a few minutes, and then we kind of get back into hunting. And with my son, we'll of course go through and say the Lord's Prayer together, and then we'll talk about things that we're thankful for, right? And we'll tell each other things we're thankful for. And so I think where these stories become so important is that this past season, Jack shot his first deer. And one of the first things he said was he was kind of talking about his feelings and his emotions that he had with harvesting a deer. And then we got past that. And we're getting ready to go up and walk up and find her. And he says, before we even left the blind, he says, "Dad," and this was uncoached. And I was like, yes. He says, "Dad, I want to say a prayer and thank God for an opportunity at my first deer." And so it was like one of those, oh my gosh, he actually is. Like, he pays attention.
Yeah.
Like, he's, because you always wonder, like, am I pushing my faith on my kids too hard? Am I pushing it not enough? Am I bringing them to morality and all these things? And I'm fine. Because if you push too hard on certain things, then people are going to back off. And, so it was like this question was answered to me that, like, no, my he's getting it, at least the way that I want things to be for me and my kids. And so that was really cool. And it kind of shows the importance of those traditions. In that our experience has been very prayerful and very faith-based. And my 9-year-old son got it and, like, portrayed it himself, uncoached.
Yeah.
So that was really important. I thought that was really
Beautiful.
Cool.
Well, and what I think is cool with that, from an outsider looking in at least, you might not realize it, but you're giving him traditions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did somebody before with you pray before you went on a hunt or anything like that?
No.
So now, the cool part is 40 years from now, or, he's still going to be doing that.
Yeah.
And then 100 years from now, God willing, he's still alive and he has kids or grandkids or whatever. He's going to,
and they're
you know what I mean? It's going to continue way past you.
Yeah.
And maybe some of your quirks will rub off on him too. Some of the weirder things that you do. Everybody has quirks. So.
That's right. But no, that's cool to think about. And I guess I hadn't really thought about that. But, I am prayer and faith in my outdoor journey is really important. And so if Jack's getting it now, that could be a generational thing.
Oh,
and so,
absolutely.
That's a lot of prayers being said in the woods, and that's a pretty cool thing to think about. I hadn't thought about that.
Maybe it'll right the ship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
Because I think there's a disconnect there.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
So that's awesome. I hadn't thought about that. So, but that's one tradition, and I know I don't know of any of your traditions, Jesse, because we just haven't talked about it yet.
Right. Yeah.
But
Other than the underwear.
Other than his underwear, right? Yeah.
I got him on right now.
Well, and,
special
and
occasion.
I knew
obviously.
I knew that because he says he never washes it.
You can smell it.
And this is a small studio.
I was worried.
It's very, very
I was
close
worried
to
it was
air
the fur.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
So, listen, before we go too far, episode 1 went a little bit long a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Episode 2, we're gonna try to shorten it out, but we thought it was important for that first episode that we really dug into where we are and why we're here and what we're doing.
But we talked about it. We were looking back through the footage and we saw how long it was, and we thought, we're gonna work harder at keeping these episodes moving forward more condensed, right, and a little more on track. So
no promises though, because when we start talking, man,
well,
we just, we have fun.
I'm gonna jump in. So I said a tradition of mine, and I know of 2 of Joe's where one involves bulletin and one involves a big meal that you guys cook before.
Yes.
They go on a Western hunt. They always do like a big family style meal, don't you?
Yeah,
something like that.
So Jesse actually got to experience one of our traditions that got messed up this year.
Some of the craziness.
And probably.
Oh, that's not the tradition. Things getting messed up.
Okay, so there's no. So there's a couple things that we do. Number one, the one that you alluded to is, and it happened 2016. I went out on my first Western hunt, and I was trying to find a way to keep the connection with my family at home because they weren't going, and especially my son was hunting a lot at that time. He was 12, and I wanted to take him with him without him actually being able to go.
Right.
And so I'm a big hand loader. I love data. I love putting. I bought a 30-06 for that, and I was just putting all kinds of rounds together and loads together and everything like that. And he would come down and help me every once in a while load up. So I don't even know how it came about. I don't know. I don't know where I got the idea, but we loaded shells together. My entire family, my wife, my daughter. Now, mind you, my daughter is 3 at this point, so obviously she's not running powder and stuff by herself. But
for sure,
so everybody loads their own shell. Obviously, at that time, she really required a lot of help with loading. And then we load one we call the family shell, and somebody different puts the primer in, somebody different puts the powder in, somebody seats the bullet. So the 3 of them, obviously
I didn't know
case
it was
prep.
that involved.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We
that's
actually,
so cool.
yeah. So you'll see, and if I can figure out the podcast stuff, I'll put a couple pictures up of what this means for me.
Yeah.
So they will do an entire shell by themselves, and then the family shell, everybody does a different part of it.
So you're carrying a shell for your wife that she made.
Yes.
One that your daughter made with
Yes.
help. One that your son made.
Yes.
One that you made.
Well, I'd make them all, so all the other ones. So
And
a
then
family
one for
one.
a family
And then
one. Okay,
my daughter now likes to do one for the dog too. So I
even
typically
better.
I typically have 5 shells that have names on them, and then I take 20 other shells because I'm crazy like that.
Well, it's good to be prepared.
Yes. So I'm gonna just run this tradition the whole way through now, and then we'll circle back to some of the other traditions. So
Right.
so those 5 shells are the 5 shells or 4 shells, depending if the dog got one or not.
I love that.
So those are the shells that go in my gun when I hunt.
Yeah.
Okay, so typically I typically don't pay attention to which one I put in first, other than usually the first day the family shell goes in first.
Yeah.
Because I would really like to harvest something with the shell that we all put together.
That's so cool.
But if I didn't get to discharge that family shell on the first day,
You go through.
I start going through because was it because that shell wasn't the lucky shell this year?
So that plays into superstition.
So it plays into the superstition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, you're going out through and, okay, well, day 2, still haven't seen anything. Or maybe we have seen stuff, but we just, it didn't come together. Well, that may not be an unlucky shell in the gun. So, those things run through your mind. So, maybe Kendra gets a second day in the chamber, or maybe Austin gets a second day in the chamber. Or,
I didn't think that's where you were going.
And I would like to think he's joking. I actually watched him change shells in the middle of a hunt.
Yeah.
You thought you overthought it. You overthink it.
We weren't seeing anything.
We weren't seeing anything, so I racked one out and put a different
So do you
person in.
feel like if you have, say, Kendra's shell in the
Yeah.
gun and you're not seeing anything, do you feel like maybe she's not...
Maybe she wasn't lucky that day.
Maybe she's not praying for you while you're on your trip or thinking about
I
you
never
while
thought
you're
of
on your
that.
trip,
That's
right?
yeah. Maybe
And
maybe she really wants me at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's like maybe some bad juju going on.
Yeah. So, well, she would never wish.
not bad.
She would never wish harm upon my hunt. So I'm sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
but maybe she's not currently at that time
Yeah.
thinking about
Yeah.
you and your hunt.
Yeah.
Right?
It's good.
So like you've got to get those stars in line to get the shell in the gun.
Yeah. On the
of
time
the
that they are.
person that they're thinking
Yeah,
about.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
So,
So you just need to tell them all.
That's what
to
I was
think
thinking.
about you.
can you shoot me a text when
tell
you're
them.
actually praying for my hunt? I'll make
Yeah,
sure
you'll
you're
put the right
You need to
shell
text
in.
them ahead of time and say, tomorrow's your day.
tomorrow's your day.
Tomorrow's your day.
Skip
Yeah,
school, pray all day. We're going after the big one, buddy. So
You
now
need to try that once and see
Yeah.
if it works.
I know. How about it? That's not a bad idea. So typically, we've been pretty good with most of the places I've hunted out west with some decent cell phone service, or at least Wi-Fi when we make it back to civilization or whatever.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I have taken to sending the pictures of empty shells back to my family when I shoot something, because typically when you're out in the field, I don't make a phone call until I get back at night or whatever.
Yeah.
But I will take a picture of the shells, like in my hand or on like a head or something like that, and I'll send them back and be like, "Yeah, look at who scored."
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah, that's been really awesome.
That's cool.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, my very first hunt out there, 2016, I was on the second day I harvested a bull elk, totally luck. And if I remember right, it was the family shell. I will look for that picture. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it sitting between the antlers of.
Oh my god.
So I couldn't find the shell. Okay. So I shot, and I was up against the tree. I shot and I racked it out because there was like 25 elk coming through, and I picked one that had antlers, and it stopped in the right space. Bam, down. Didn't see it fall or anything. So I rack another one in, and I'm watching. And I went up and the elk was down. I had one shot, one kill, right to the heart, 182 yards, I think it was, what I figured. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So so I go back to where I was sitting to gather all my stuff, and I'm there. I'm like, I can't find the shell. I can't find the casing because I love to keep my casings. Especially they're written. They're written.
Oh
on.
yeah, well yeah, I don't have that, but I still like to keep them.
So I'm like, how am I gonna find this casing? So I don't think I think it was the next day when we went out, and somebody was with me, and they said, well, rack another shell out, like do like you did when you were. And I'm like, come on, number one, it's a full shell. Number two, like, I don't know if I'll.
Are you at the same angle on the tree
and everything else, right? Am I in the same? So I throw the gun up there, and I like I did the day before, and it goes out through the, and didn't it fall like that far away? Like we found the first one. And I'm
No
like,
kidding.
yeah,
that was a good idea.
Yeah, that was a great idea. Yeah. So that's the story of the shells right now. So we'll dive into something else, and we'll talk about food and travel.
No, don't get me started on that. I had an eye-opening experience
Jesse experienced
this year.
it. I mean, you could tell it. You might as well tell it.
Yeah. So this year we were going to Colorado, and I went with Joe and his family. So we're taking an RV, but the first leg we actually meet at his grandpa's. We put everything in his uncle's truck, and we head to Ohio to meet up with his dad. We're going to get the RV out of Ohio, and everybody goes out from there.
Yeah.
And I simply made the mistake of saying, well, like, what are we doing? Because keep in mind, we're driving 20 miles out of the way to go to Ohio, in my mind.
Right.
Because you could just get on Interstate 80 and we could go.
Right.
And Joe goes, we really do need to glue that thing together, don't we?
Jesse, I can smell your underwear.
So getting back to the story here, Joe tells me, no, this is the route we drive.
Yeah.
We drive through DuBois. We hit certain roads in DuBois, and then we get on Interstate 80.
My uncle goes the same way from my grandpa's every year.
There is a path.
But just when you go hunt.
Just when we hunt.
Just when they hunt.
When we head out west, we go the same way from my grandpa's every year.
Interesting.
Okay.
Even if it's not the quickest route.
Oh, it's definitely not the quickest.
No, we
route. Oh my goodness.
I don't even know how. And I think this started before I went with him. We weave through town.
Yeah, like him and his uncle.
He lives in Rockton. Okay, so you would think you come in, you like hit Liberty Boulevard, or you hit Schaefer Road, go up to
either it's
80
a beeline.
and hit-
Yeah.
No. We go down through like Park Avenue, New Street, like DuBois Street, like
alleys.
Yeah.
With a giant
with
trailer on the back with a side by side.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense. But
you have
his uncle and his grandpa, they've hunted together for
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't even know.
20 some years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably
out
how
west.
they did it. Yeah. And now we're in the back seat. We're along for the ride.
Yeah,
right?
we're just passenger princesses.
that
at
is
this point.
interesting.
Now keep in mind, I was like, okay, this is
Okay,
strange.
so we didn't screw anything up in the first leg,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
we get to my uncle's house.
And I'm I'm on the hunt now because your uncle is it
Yeah,
your
one of my
uncle?
uncles didn't go.
Didn't go.
Yeah.
So I ended up going this year with them.
Okay.
And
It's questionable whether he's ever going back or not.
yeah.
I mean, we didn't do very well, and I mean, you got to look for the
I blame McCoy.
yeah.
Rough area to hunt, in my opinion.
Anyway, good.
So
Traditionally, we've never taken Jesse, and we've done pretty decent
Yeah,
this year.
You take Jesse
So
and didn't
maybe
I don't
spiritually
know.
he wasn't there this year.
I don't know.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to work on it.
But
Anyway,
keep in mind, we drive down to Ohio in the pickup truck. We get there, we meet up with his dad.
Yeah.
His dad's staying in it. Would be Joe's uncle, his dad's brothers. He got the RV for us, so we're switching everything over. Getting hooked up to the RV to make the final leg to go to Colorado. So we get in the RV, and I say, "Hey guys, I'll drive the first leg." Oh God, no! We have an order of drivers.
Oh.
Like his uncle, your Uncle Don, right?
Right, my uncle.
Traditionally would drive the first leg.
Yeah.
Well, his dad got in an argument with him. Well, you drove to Ohio. That was the first leg, and this and that.
Yeah.
So if you ask anybody that went,
Now it was not an argument,
well,
but yeah, it was
a
like
discussion.
it was a little spirited exchange of like spirited. That's not even.
Yeah.
So I'm portraying that the wrong way.
Yeah.
It was not like
They weren't yelling at each other.
They were just. It was kind of like throwing jabs at each other. Like, yeah, I usually drive the first leg, and
But
my dad was in there.
keep in mind, we're 3 hours into the hunt, and his Uncle Don this is already messed up. You know what I mean?
You've already
Yeah.
you cast your vote,
Yeah.
and now the whole
Yeah.
the whole thing's
We're
on.
on tilt for the rest
Yeah.
of the hunt.
It's okay.
And,
yeah.
it's just the guys joshing each other.
We
I mean,
could
that's
do-
all this is.
We could do an entire story off my uncle though.
Oh,
Because there's no random selection or anything, but when he walks in and he sits down at the kitchen table, that is his seat for the rest of the week.
yes.
Yeah, don't sit in his seat when he's gonna when we're having dinner.
We're
We
talking
don't
like
rotate
at
seats.
like a hunting lodge or a cabin or something.
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and even better than that, if he walks in from hunting and you're sitting in his seat, he will let you know that you're in his seat.
Yeah, and
even if he wasn't using it.
and you're probably screwed up his hunt.
Oh, it's your fault now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and everybody did have an assigned seat at the table.
Right.
We probably should have rotated it this year.
Yeah.
But
We should have moved halfway through the week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's where we screwed up.
We should have moved
I'm
somewhere
racking
else.
shells. We should. Yeah, that's true.
That's probably the best bet.
Yeah.
Go completely a different area
So,
in Colorado.
You know, we just went way down the path of like how small changes, hunters will make.
Right, and
You
how
know?
superstitious
How superstitious they can
over
be.
things like
Yeah.
assigned seating and routes. that
You would have
take
thought
to
his
drive
breakfast
somewhere.
tastes different from a different seed.
Oh yeah.
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 Wow.
Well, and I'll give you I guess maybe a tradition more than it is like a superstition or anything like that. For me, like I take my grandpa's gloves with me. So my grandpa, he passed away when I was much younger, and I maybe hunted with him maybe once or twice in my life.
Yeah.
So he passed away when I was, I don't even know, it would have been maybe 8 or 9. So I carry his gloves with me every first day of rifle season, whether I wear them or not. They're just in my backpack.
Yeah.
So I just carry them as a good luck.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's something I've always done. It's something I'll always do.
Yeah, I love that.
So, I mean, that's just something I do.
Well, it's like it
It's-
keeps him with you. In the
Right.
woods.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that is. I mean, it's...
Yeah. My
know.
grandfather, when he passed, he gave me his first shotgun he ever bought. You
Yeah.
know? It's not a nice gun.
Right.
You know, it's not, but it's invaluable to
Yeah.
me. And so every year, I'm not really a dove hunter.
Right.
You know, but I'll take it out every year. I do one dove hunt. I don't even shoot it.
Yeah.
But I take that shotgun out.
Yeah.
The last time I went out, I didn't even load it. It's a single shot break barrel. I just walked it with it,
Yeah.
opened over the crook of my arm.
You took it for a walk.
I just took it for a walk, and I sat there and I talked to Grandpa.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's probably one of the most taken care of guns you own.
It is
Well taken care
Oh
of.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's just, it's weird.
It is
you know?
weird.
I mean,
yeah.
other people would look at it and like,
it was a Montgomery and Ward's Excel shotgun. I mean, he probably bought the thing for $11 back in the day. You know, I couldn't even tell you what it was, but it doesn't matter. I could never.
this year I have a 30-40 Craig. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to shoot my first deer with it.
Yeah.
I have never shot a deer with it, and it was my grandpa's.
Yeah.
He had it, since way back. I don't even know.
yeah.
He probably had it since the war.
Probably.
And I'm going to go out and I want to shoot a deer with it this year.
love
So
that.
I bought bullets for it. And I'm ready to go this year. So,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean,
it's
that's
like keeping your.
I got weird
ancestry
quirks
and-
like that. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
know.
My first deer I ever shot was with my grandpa's, my dad's dad, who had already passed away. He passed away when I was probably, I don't know, 6 maybe.
Yeah.
But I shot my first deer ever with his 35 Whelen Marlin
Yeah.
lever action.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. Next year I bought a 30-06. Like I didn't buy one. I got one given. My parents got me one for Christmas.
So I've
or
got a
whatever, but-
tradition
Yeah.
in hunting. Okay. And it's weird because when I started thinking about it, it was like the years. It's a bow hunting tradition, and the years I haven't killed a buck, literally, are the years that I have forgotten. I forget things a lot. Okay. And there are the years that I've forgotten to do this tradition. And every year that I have not harvested a buck in archery, I've forgotten this tradition. So what I'll do, I shoot a lot, right? Like most avid bow hunters, you're shooting all the time. And I'll shoot my arrows when I get near season, end of summer. I'm down to maybe 5 or 6 arrows that are shooting really good for me that I haven't blown the fletchings off of, whatever.
Right.
And I'll get it down. I'll go out and I'll shoot and I'll shoot and I'll shoot until I get the 3 arrows that shoot the best for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then now I'm down to 3 arrows because I only carry 3 arrows in my quiver.
Yeah.
So, and that's another superstition. I got slot for 5 in my new quiver on my new bow. I could fit 5. So the first year I was loading it up, I was like, I never loaded up 5 arrows before.
Okay.
I can't. I got to keep it at 3.
Do you put the same one in every time?
Yeah. So I'm getting there.
Okay.
So then once I'm down to my 3, I have like a sudden death competition with my arrows.
Yes. I
Okay.
love this.
And I shoot from, I will not
I
range
thought I was
find
the
it,
only crazy
and
person
I have
in
a
here.
3D deer target, and I'll go to like a different angle,
Yeah.
right? And unknown yardage. It's not that unknown. It's my
Right.
yard.
Yeah.
But like, I know right where 20 yards is. I know right where 30 yards is. I know right where 40 is. And I'll go to a different angle and be like, well, I'm between 20 and 30, and I'm at an odd angle. We're going to shoot from right here, And whichever arrow that first round shoots the best is my number 1 arrow. right?
It's the heart seeker.
Well, and I name them. Okay, so, then number 2 gets a number 2 on a fletching, and number 3 gets a number 3 on a fletching. And now number 1 will get named. Number 2, number 3 don't get names.
Oh.
But number 1 will get a name. Meat missile.
Yeah.
Heart seeker. All these really corny, cheesy names. Like I'll write it on the fletchings.
I love it.
Yeah, and so that arrow is always the arrow that gets loaded onto my string first. Then throughout that hunting season. Now, if I don't kill a deer that year, it's back to square one. I wash all the match marker off fletchings. I start over next season. But the years that I haven't done that, every year that I can remember that I haven't done that, I've missed, wounded, or not shot at a buck that year in archery season. Yeah. So there's an archery hunting tradition. That
wow.
Is like, now once I realized, I started thinking back to like the deer that I've shot and gotten, and I've been like, oh my gosh, every year that I do this.
So if you shoot a buck, do you then like doe hunt, and does the number 2 arrow get another? Does it get named then?
Boy,
and do you reload? Do you just carry the 2 arrows?
Well, I used to always save my arrows with the broadhead, and I would display them on the antlers of a buck that I shot, right?
Yep.
And then I was looking at it, and I was like, I've got an old cedar post with all these antlers on it, right? And so I had all these like broad-headed arrows sticking off of it, And one day I walked by, and one snagged on my shirt.
Terrible idea.
Terrible idea, and it knocked it off the antlers, and it fell on my foot. How it didn't, because they're still razor sharp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did not get hurt, but I was like, I'm going to get rid of all these arrows. They're covered in dried blood. So I reused some of the broadheads when I looked if they were in great shape. I threw the other ones away. If they were of the same brand of arrow that I shoot now, I washed them up, refletched them, and they're back in the cycle, But to your point, like if it was number 1 that got this buck, we'll say, did I make him number 1? Like reuse him for number 1 next year? No. And I typically don't hunt does in archery. I have. I've harvested does in archery, but I like shooting deer with a gun still. Yeah. And so I like saving a doe tag for rifle season.
See, if I had to lay out my perfect season, I would shoot in the last week of the season. I would shoot a buck with my bow.
Yeah.
And I would save my doe tags to muzzleloader hunt.
Yeah.
I don't even care about rifle anymore. Not in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, see, I still love it. Yeah. I love it for the camaraderie. We have a big camp, a big family camp, and so we all go up to family hunting camp, and like it's just, and we've got all sorts of the little camp traditions with different dinners and things that we do, and
2 years ago when I harvested the elk, the cow elk, and the mule deer. I'm not even going out rifle season. I just went to my dad. Like we all get together with my dad, so I went out there and like I hung out with them, and I drove the hearse, the Ranger. We go out and pick up the deer and throw it in the back. Whenever somebody, the meat wagon, and stuff. So, and then I kind of felt bad, like after the first week, like I didn't really hunt, and so the first weekend, that Saturday night, and I literally told everybody, if you hear my gun go off, it's because we're taking it to my cousin's straw taxidermy. He doesn't have to sponsor us. And so I'm like, I'm sitting there and, divine intervention, okay? I hear, I'm like, that is the weirdest sounding. And I look up and here's this deer coming through the woods. Clearly could see that it was wounded.
Oh, yeah.
Injury on the front leg. Could see a hole in its sternum.
Okay.
Little basket 7.
Yeah.
Like
somebody shot low.
Yep.
Through the leg.
I'm looking at this thing through my scope, and I'm like, it's legal. And there's where like the questionable. If it wasn't, what do you do?
Yep.
There's morally. But luckily, this one
you didn't have to worry about it.
Clearly, it was clearly a 7-point, but I mean, we're talking, like that.
Yeah.
And it walked down in front of me, and that was it. I knew, like, I have a tag in my pocket. There is no way I can let this deer suffer.
No, you did the right thing.
And it was,
in my opinion, you absolutely did the right thing.
And the nice part was, like, my sister, my brother-in-law didn't get a deer that year. And I'm like, hey, I already have all this meat.
So you got meat to share now.
So I got meat to share. So it's not going to go to waste.
Yeah.
I would have felt like a horrible human being letting that deer pass.
I would have. Too. I would have.
It's
too.
just,
Yeah.
but it was like I wasn't rifle hunting, and for some reason I went out that night.
Yeah.
And I shot it. So,
I love that.
Yeah, it was cool. Well, that wasn't what we're talking about. We're talking about traditions. How do I keep getting us so far up track?
I'm going to jump into another one here.
Yes.
So, my daughter was always like the one in my family who always wanted to hear all my hunting and fishing stories. Like I'd come back from, even when she was just, that big. I almost did on this side.
We can kind of see you on that side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you still can. Yeah. She's short, little. So when she was young, she was always really involved in wanting to know my stories, right? And so we got her these rubber band bracelet kits, and she made this rubber band bracelet. Yeah. As you can see, there's literally one strand holding it together there. It's got this neat little, maple leaf charm on it, it looks like, or birch leaf maybe. So I can't even wear it. It's too small for my wrist. But she said it was my good luck charm. Mm-hmm. And she made this when she was probably 6. I'm going to assume she was about 6 years old when she made this.
Yeah.
So it's been about 7 years now. And I make it a point to put it in my pocket of whatever pants I'm wearing that day when I go hunting. This bracelet has been in Colorado on my elk hunt. It's been in Wyoming on my antelope hunt. It's been all over Pennsylvania. It's been in southeast Missouri hunting ducks. So this bracelet's seen a lot of travel.
It's got some miles.
And it has definitely given me good luck because, of course, there's been some times I've forgotten to throw it in my pocket, It's warm weather, and so I keep it in my Kuiu pants, which are my warm weather hunting pants, And then you get that freak cold spell, And so I'm throwing my first light on, and I forget to swap it,
Yeah.
And, like, I'll get in the woods, and it's like... It burns me. Like, it tears me up.
You almost go back.
Yeah, I almost go back. And there's been times I've gone back for
Oh.
this. If I'm only a couple hundred yards in the woods and I'm hunting the property behind my house, I'm like, I'm going back for this if I forgot it, So it's become a really important thing for me. And, like, I hope to have it for literally for the rest of my life. Like, I hope. And it's so... It's 3 cents worth of rubber bands. You know what I mean? Like, it literally cost 3 cents to make. But my daughter made it with the express purpose of it being my good luck charm when I hunt.
I like that.
So I take it with me all the time. So there's my, like you were talking about your grandfather's gloves. Well, this is kind of like that. So then we talk about like having good luck charms like that, right? So I'm an avid fly fisherman, and I had a leather bracelet I bought when I was in college from American Eagle. And it was the coolest little leather cuff, right? And I would wear it all the time. It wasn't a watch. Like, you would think it was a watch. Like, a big, thick leather. But it was just a leather cuff, And I don't know why I bought it and wore it and thought it was cool. But I did. And for whatever reason, I wore it fishing the one day. And I had, like, the best day of fishing in my life.
Yeah.
Like, by far. And so I was like, oh, it's the cuff.
Right.
It's the cuff. Yeah. So then I started wearing it all the time. And I'll actually clip it on the tube for my fly rod. It was like the perfect size. It would clip over the tube that my fly rod's in. So I always had it with my fly rod. And so it got to the point where, like, if I literally didn't wear it, I would have a terrible day fishing. And when I wore it, I would have a great day fishing. And it was like to the point my friends knew about it. It was like, it was a whole thing. And like, I'm starting to think like there's something to this bracelet.
Teddy, put the cuff on. Yeah. We don't want
Don't like,
screw our
having a bad
fishing.
trip.
Yeah. So, and then, but it shows you just how silly some of these superstitions are because, I mean, I bought into this whole leather cuff. Like it was a thing for me.
You're invested. Yeah.
I was fully invested. And then this year I lost it, right? I lost it probably 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And this past year, I guess in October, I went to Wyoming to hunt antelope and I was fly fishing. And without the cuff, I was cuffless.
Oh my goodness.
It was terrible, right?
It's a gamble.
I caught what is truly a once in a lifetime fish. and I had a once in a lifetime fishing experience. Not just because of that one fish, but I mean, and we'll throw pictures up if Joe figures out how to do this. And
I believe you can see those pictures on thewildconnection.com. Yeah.
We got to find like a cool.
We have some stuff here. Like,
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not good.
Thewildcollection.com. I like that. He needs to get a name.
He should. We should name the bear.
Chatty Cathy. Go to the Wild Collection. Wild Collection. Wildconnection.com. I said the wrong name.
Don't follow them.
What the hell's a bear know anyways? You're an idiot.
You ended up dead.
Yeah, dummy. So, but it was a fantastic fishing trip. I caught more large, like truly large, wild fish. You fish wild and native fish in Pennsylvania. They're not going to be huge, right?
Right.
Native brook trouts are, they're small. They're beautiful fish. They're my favorite thing to catch, native brookies. But anyway, so I went out there. I mean, we're just catching monstrous fish after monstrous fish. I caught a 27-inch wild rainbow out of the Miracle Mile. It was truly a fish of a lifetime, right? It was known to be the largest known wild rainbow trout out of the guide service that we used to have ever come out of the Miracle Mile, which is arguably one of the most famous wild trout rivers in North America. And I just caught one of the largest specimens ever caught. So it was like truly not a fish I can ever outdo. Like that's an experience I'll never outdo. And I did it without my lucky fishing cuff. So and I didn't even realize it until we were talking about doing this episode. And I'm thinking about like traditions and superstitions that I follow. And I realized there's one that I followed and like was fully invested in. And then I had an actual once in a lifetime experience.
A record.
Right.
Yeah. Without that thing that I thought meant so much. So really it's so funny because you can be so fully invested in these and then you have an experience and you're like,
meh, it didn't matter.
Didn't matter. All those years, it didn't matter.
And here's something we talked about kind of off the podcast. We were talking before you got here, and that's your lucky fishing hat, right?
Oh yeah.
So we're sitting here talking, going back and forth, and he goes, obviously I put the fish back. I wasn't going to keep something like that. That's not, that's not who you are. You don't need to mount it to brag about it.
Right.
And then you go and you show me your hat and you say, this is what I caught it with.
Yeah.
Like, you actually kept the hook on the hat.
That fly.
Oh.
I'm so bad at this. Where if I get you see, it's a San Juan worm. It's called. It's just a little teeny tiny piece of red yarn. With
I
a
just
hook.
thought your hat was falling apart, to be honest
Well,
with you.
it is. My dog has chewed it some.
But I think it's so cool that to keep that memory alive with you.
Yeah.
You kept the fly.
Yeah. That's it. Well, I'm really bad at figuring out where the hell that camera is. I'm like, look at it. It's so pretty.
What do you guys think?
It's
That's it.
It's the
just,
blue ring
It just looks like
on the top of the computer tape.
Everybody, just look. There it is.
I'm gonna put my fly away.
Yeah.
Zip your fly up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
But no, I think that's cool that you actually caught. And the guide told you this is probably the biggest fish that he's ever seen.
biggest wild rainbow.
Right.
You'll see brown trout get a lot bigger than rainbows. And I didn't even know this, but brown trout have a much longer lifespan than rainbow trout, and so they'll get a lot bigger. Yeah.
I'm trying my best not to make a brown trout joke right now.
The one with the 3 eyes is always the biggest, obviously. Down from the sewer plant. They get big. No. But I think that's cool that you released it.
Yeah.
And then, you're still to this day, you're kind of, representing it. I think that's cool.
There.
It's over there.
I'm not going to attempt to show
I have
the camera because
So I have a couple bracelets like that also. My daughter likes to make bracelets.
Yeah.
She's made string bracelets for me.
Yeah.
She made like the little clay things that you like bake or whatever, and they get hard. Like I got a heart one of those.
What are those called? Is that Betos?
Some I don't know.
No,
I'm not gonna know if you know.
Trust
She
me,
said.
I have a young daughter too, so I know all about it.
And like she always likes to slip a note in somewhere.
Oh,
So, a little "I love you, Daddy," get something so we can eat it type of thing.
that's cute. I like that.
And
She,
this year she made us This
Well,
year
go
she
ahead.
made us a bunch of note cards.
One for
Jesse
each
and
day.
Yeah, Jesse and I a note card for each day.
No
They were
kidding.
significantly different.
Yeah.
Mine had a little hint of sarcasm in it.
Yeah. And some of them very funny.
Yeah.
Like
It
I
was-
like big bucks and I can't not lie.
That's so great.
What was the one was like, I don't know what she said something like, get along with everybody so maybe you'll be invited again next year or something. Like, now keep in mind, how old is Kendra?
She's 12.
She's
Yeah.
12 going on 30 mentality wise.
Yeah.
She is,
Yeah.
she's just one of us.
Yeah.
I mean, she acts like she's
We'll have-
already an adult.
We'll have her on because she's a great color person.
Oh yeah. And she's full of jokes.
Yeah.
This is driving me crazy. It's like,
You want my knife?
no. You can't. I don't know. You can make no alterations to the lucky fishing app.
I
gonna
don't
say
believe
that-
that because the
that is
dog
the
made
luck.
one.
He
But-
added charm to it. That's all it was.
That's right. Yeah.
So what's another one, Jesse? What do you got? What's a superstition?
So here's something. I mean, do you guys do this or not? For the longest time, whenever I was hunting alone, right? So like kind of my hunting group kind of broke up a little bit.
Okay.
And what I was doing was I always would hunt the first day of, back then, I should say, now it starts on a Saturday, but back in the day it was always Monday, right? So Monday morning, I had a tree and I went to that tree. I didn't, and whenever we started hunting, trail cams wasn't a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You,
right.
you know what I mean? I remember when I was 12, you went out and you picked a tree and you sat down.
Yeah.
You could see a world record or you could see nothing.
Right.
Yep.
That was the fun of it.
And you didn't know if either of them were there.
And you didn't care. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, so I would always go to the same tree. I had a tree stand. I would hunt it. And that's kind of what I did. So, I mean, for me, for the longest time, one of my traditions was I would always hunt the same spot. I hunted for years.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never, I could know down the street there's a 200-inch 8-point or whatever. I don't know, 10-pull, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to go to where I
You're
always hunt
still
that
gonna
first
go to
day.
that,
I
yeah.
agree.
Because that's where I hunt it.
Yeah.
That's where I hunted with my family before that.
Yeah.
So that's where I went.
Yeah.
And then, the second day or third day, I might scout out and do different things. But did you guys ever do that? You always have traditions and go in the same general area?
Well,
or...
I have the opposite of that.
Oh, okay.
So in archery season, I make it a point to, of course, I scout, and I've got my areas that I tend to scout. There?
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No. But if you ask me again, the answer's going to change again.
So,
Terrible
I
audio
make
guy.
it a point. I scout and you get so. You were talking about trail cameras. You run cameras and I scout and I have these areas that I hunt all the time, and so I get so used to hunting them.
Yeah.
And while the tree may change because the scrape changes, like I religiously hunt over scrapes. Right. I probably won't hunt a tree in archery unless there's a scrape there in bow range.
Yeah.
So I'll change the area, the tree in the area a little bit, but I have my areas that have worked for me. So every year I make it a point to take my climber and go hunt somewhere new that's not been scouted.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of get back to the old way where I'm walking into an area and I'm looking for rub lines. I'm looking for military crests because I know bucks like to bet on those military crests. I'm looking for rub lines, military crests, scrapes, but sign that I'm just going to find sign and I'm going to sit the sign with a climber and I might leave it there overnight if it's really promising sign, knowing that I'm going to come back and hunt it the next day then for a full day because you can't really do that in the dark. So I tend to do that more in like an evening hunt, but I make it a point to go out and hunt a new area every season. Now, I didn't get to do that last season because I only went out and hunted for myself one time before I got deer. So it was like, well, I didn't get a chance to do that.
Unfortunate,
today.
but it worked. Yeah.
But for
It
the
worked,
most,
you know?
For the most
Yeah.
part, I make it a point that I will always, at one point in the season, go out and do that. Just it's just so exciting.
So it's
I've never actually killed a deer doing it that way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but someday I will. And it's just always so exciting to go out and hunt new woods or fish new water or what, and same with trout season. I have my same creeks that I always like to fish. And I'd like to say I always fish the same hole, but a lot of these creeks I fish are small mountain streams, and so the holes change from season to season, especially after like a flood or high water or whatever. But I always make it a point to try and fish new water every year, at least one time. It's just too exciting not to.
So, and that's what, like, one of my goals this upcoming year, at least, is, you know, I've been hunting the same general area, same farms, you know, family farms and stuff like that. I know where the pinch points are. I know where you can hunt. I know where you see deer. So this year, I'm going to transition into, I want to hunt game lands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to get a lightweight tree stand.
Yep.
You know, I kind of already got picked out what gear I'm going to go with. You know, and I'm going to backpack in and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to keep hunting game lands until I get it done.
Yep.
You know, hey, I might shoot the smallest deer in the world, but it is what it is. You know, that's a challenge that, you know, a lot of people, I think, you know, kind of underestimate a little bit. I don't know, you know, taking something on public land where you got the element of other hunters, other pressure, it's not a controlled environment. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes me excited.
It's definitely, I'm not going to say it's even more of a challenge. It's just a different set of challenges. But I really, and I think Pennsylvania does a fantastic job with their acquirement of state game lands and how they utilize those state game lands. I think they do a fantastic job. I really do. This was a game lands buck. You know, I would say the vast majority of my bucks are game lands bucks, but my property butts up against the game land, so I've got a lot of great access points.
And we are blessed in PA because our neck of the woods, I mean, there's game lands.
There's game lands everywhere. I mean, right around DuBois, I can think right off the hand 5 different game lands that are all within, I mean...
Easy drive.
You could ride a bicycle to most of them from here, you know?
Yeah, and my group of friends, they're kind of transitioning into, rather than owning leases and you know, farms and stuff like this, they're moving more towards... the game lands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is a challenge. It's different.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's harder, but it's a different hunt.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
So I want to kind of tackle that, and if I fail, I fail. But, you know, I think I'd rather shoot a buck on public land than shoot one on a private farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even if it is smaller class or whatever. Like I don't care about any of that. Yeah. It's something I've never done. And I want to check it off the list.
I love that.
You know, so this year I'm going to try to get a turkey maybe on public land, and I want to get a deer on turkey land or on.
I
on
think
public
we should
land.
all get together and do a spring gobbler hunt together.
Oh, I'd love to. Oh my goodness, I got a group of guys that's all they do.
I hate the turkeys get up so early.
You're gonna hate these guys because you know, that's a I shot my turkey this year, and I called Joe, and I was like, "Hey man, let's get together. Let's take a picture. You know, do whatever." And I was like, "Oh, you know, you got to come hunting because those stupid birds get up too early."
They get up too early.
Yeah. My goodness.
I mean, if I can hunt them at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're in my wheelhouse.
And keep in mind, Joe's up at 7. It's not like he gets up late, but you know, he's like, "I'm not getting up at 4. Come stand in the woods with you."
Yeah. I'll probably have to do it this year, though.
Yeah, you got to try it.
Man. There's just something about hearing them just...
I used to turkey hunt a lot, like high school and stuff.
Now you have me all self-conscious about my little microphone.
You're okay. I just want to make sure I can hear you.
I feel like...
I don't know. It sounds weird on mine. A little British. I don't know.
A little British.
I don't know.
I might get drinking my water bottle.
Can we do an entire podcast in accents sometime? Yes.
Would you like to see that? I still didn't point at the camera.
No, you have no idea where the camera is.
Camera awareness is not in your wheelhouse. So you viewers out there.
Now listen.
Listen, what I'm saying, everybody.
That actually didn't look bad. That wasn't bad.
That's as close as you've been to the camera.
Keep doing that, okay?
Yeah. That's as close as you've been. So, food, tradition.
You have a meal. Yeah.
Jesse partook.
Yeah.
So and I don't know when, we didn't do it in 16. I don't think we did it in 18. I can't remember. Somewhere along the line, when we started going out west, my uncle started getting a beef tenderloin.
Okay. Ooh.
And we're talking like, 7 or 8 pounds worth of beef tenderloin.
Yeah.
And we cook it the night before the first day we hunt.
Yeah.
So, and typically, my style of Western hunting probably differs from a lot of people. 16, I stayed in a wall tent, and that was really cool and everything.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
But after that, we've primarily stayed in a cabin or a camp or something like that because my grandpa and with being older, my dad, they're not interested in tent camping anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah. So, and we've stayed in some cabins that are about the size of this room, but they're all cool in their own right. But most of the time you get like a charcoal grill or something. But there is nothing like that, that beef tenderloin the night before your first hunt. Yeah. Especially if it's cooked over charcoal.
Yeah.
And then if we are lucky enough to harvest, we will cook the inner loins while we're there.
Okay, that's crazy you say that because, and this isn't something I could say that I do on every single deer, but the vast majority of deer that I shoot, that day, I will cut the inner tenderloins out. I say inner tenderloins. I think it's just tenderloins. Yeah. Because there is no outer tenderloins.
I always call them the inner loins too.
Yeah, that's
because
what
I guess because the beef tenderloin is actually like the backstrap, I believe.
Yeah.
So
but a lot of people refer to them as tenderloins, the back.
Yeah.
straps.
So and then a lot of people I know refers to them as the fish.
Yeah, I've heard that lately
fish
too.
or fishleys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the inner loin.
The two strap.
Yeah, but I think that's the tenderloin.
Maybe we'll have to get somebody to comment on
because the backstrap is the loin.
Yeah.
So there's loins,
Yes.
and then there's tenderloins. And the tenderloins are your inner loins, right? But they're actually the tenderloins, and then the outer, your backstraps, are the loins. I believe.
I think that is right.
I'm no butcher, but I'm going with you.
Yeah.
That's the way I understand it.
That's the way So, but I will cut the tenderloins out of the deer and cook them up that night. I mean, that day, if I shoot it in the morning, when I'm done with that hunt, I mean, that deer's not even hung yet, and I'm making steak and eggs with tenderloin and eggs, So it's funny that you say you do that because I do the same thing. Yeah.
And then we did that. We did the tenderloin thing in my first year when we went out because we were very successful that year. I think we took 7 animals for 5 hunters.
No kidding. Oh, that's awesome.
We shot a bunch of 3 elk and 4 mule deer for 5 hunters. Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible trip.
That's an incredible trip.
Yeah.
My brother Andy and I and Mitchell went to when we were in Wyoming, right? We had all shot pronghorn antelope. Yeah. And so I took a backstrap and the tenderloins out of my antelope. And of course I had the rest processed and they were going to ship it home for me. And we were going to go fish then, and we had this little cabin on the side of the Miracle Mile on the side of the North Platte River. And we're staying in that cabin, and of course we went fishing ourselves that day, and we had caught some trout. And so I thought, well, this is pretty cool. We're going to celebrate with some fresh antelope meat,
Surf and turf, baby.
Surf and turf, that's right. And so I'm throwing the tenderloins on this little grill that came with the cabin. But like the regulator was broken, so like the outside of it was catching on fire, and I'm just like,
awesome.
This is beyond my skills of it. I'm gonna burn the entire cabin down. Yeah. So I ended up cooking it in a way I'd never really cooked tenderloin before, which was I've cooked other meat this way, just never specifically wild game tenderloin this way. But I just seared it in a pan real quick, threw it in the oven. That was inside the cabin. There's like a little stove, But anyways, we cooked it, and the tenderloin was so gamey, and I was like, I was so disappointed because I was like, is the whole antelope going to taste like this? Right. I was really disappointed because I was really, and I enjoy cooking game meat. Like I really, that whole thought of like harvesting an animal, maybe my first thought is that antler. But my second thought, which pretty much immediately after that antler, is like, what's the first meal I'm going to make with this? Like, I really enjoy it. And so I was so disheartened when the tenderloin turned out bad. Yeah. And then I cut into that backstrap, and I was like, well, I'm going to try a bite of this, but I'm assuming it's going to,
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Really? So when I shot my it was 255-yard shot, and it was quartering towards. And so my exit was a little back and punched through the punch, and I think just maybe that inner loin was kissed by some
Little,
by a little whatever.
Got a little tainted.
Yeah.
It got a little tainted.
We'll go with that.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there thinking, like, what's a way to say this? It doesn't sound absolutely awful. But that's a good way to say it. It got tainted, I think, because the rest of it just tasted great. But it was just that first 2 minutes, I was like so disappointed, and then we took it by the backstrap. It was fantastic.
We've had mule deer where their inner loin is just absolutely fantastic, and then some of them are so tough.
Really?
You might as well just wear it on your foot for a shoe.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, this was super tender.
Yeah.
It was real, like, sagey tasting.
Oh yeah.
See, I've heard people say whitetail are that way. I know some people that'll only shoot 4.5 and up bucks.
Yeah.
Because they say it's the meat is just so much different. Yeah. I don't know if that's true.
Well, the buck I shot this year was old.
Was it?
Yeah, he was an older deer. I didn't get him aged, but you can tell he was an older deer. He had a huge body on him, and he actually had some marbling. A little bit of marbling in his meat. Like he had some fat on him. He was
stout
a
boy.
body. Oh yeah, he was. I retrieve almost all my deer by myself, and like when I was pulling them out of the woods, I was gassed.
Yeah.
I pride myself on being fairly fit, and I can drag a deer for a long time before I get gassed. I wasn't halfway back to where I needed to be, and I'm like, I'm having a problem. Like this deer is wearing me out,
You're starting to think about getting the 4-wheeler.
But he ate.
that
was fantastic meat, And then Jack shot a yearling this year in archery, and I gotta say, I think that old buck eats better than that.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing. The calf elk that my grandpa shot in Colorado the one year, backstrap, was probably the most delicious and tender wild game I have ever eaten. And I cooked it. And I seared it in a really hot pan.
Yeah.
Like probably 2 minutes on every side. Rolled it like twice. And then took it and put it on the pellet grill. And ran it up to like 125 degrees on the pellet grill. And then wrapped it, put it in a cooler, and took it to his house to have dinner.
Ooh.
And I am telling you, it is probably the best wild game meat I have ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. I mean, I've eaten elk feet. I've never killed one. But I've eaten elk that my buddies have gotten, And every elk I've ever eaten has been, like, just out of
See, I've never ate elk.
Oh, it's
You would think I would have ate elk by now. You would think a friend would, make a burger at least for me, but nah.
I wonder.
It's okay.
Every time I'm like, hey, you want to come over for burgers? He doesn't. He ignores me until like 10 o'clock that night. By that time, the burgers are gone.
I'll tell you. You got to listen to.
Good friends share their elk meat, especially with Teddy. Sorry, Jesse.
I'll tell you a kind of a funny thing.
I think this is becoming a new. Just talking about traditions. I think this is becoming a new tradition.
Let us know if you like the bear.
I am so bad at this camera. What should my name be on the podcast? Give me a name.
How about Barry?
Barry.
So something funny. We're talking about deer meat and making food and stuff like that. My girlfriend, she does not eat venison.
Yeah.
She's just never been into that. That world just isn't something she grew up around or anything. So Joe comes over. He's hey, we'll make burgers and stuff and hang out and eat dinner. She has a twin sister, so both of them are there. Neither one of them have ever ate venison. Joe's out there grilling up some burgers, brings it in, whatever.
Just normal in my world.
Everybody's eating, and I don't say anything. And then after they finish, just how's the burgers? They both good. Everything was real good. That's venison.
They didn't know.
They didn't even know.
What did they say after they knew?
They were all right with it. I mean, they were just like, oh, well, that
wasn't bad.
That's weird.
Joe ain't cooking for us anymore.
Well, no, but like they're. It's just I think getting over the hurdle of you're eating a deer.
Well, and I always hear that story.
Because a lot of people were very separate from their food. I feel there's a giant separation.
Oh.
They'll drive past and, oh, look at the cows. Look at that. Look at this.
Yeah.
Whenever you eat that burger,
that's what it was.
Something died to make that.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Huge
There's
disconnect. Yeah.
I just don't think, people nowadays connect all the dots.
Nope. No, they don't. So, well, anyways,
What's another one?
traditions.
I'll tell you what
superstitions.
I'll do. Like when we were having a bad time this year, I swapped hats.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
trying to figure it out.
Well,
I mean,
we finally got some like twisted antler swag, like and stuff like that. In Colorado, it's mandatory bright orange hat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I had a new twisted antler bright orange hat that I had been wearing for the first couple of days, and I threw that sucker right back into the pack, and I pulled out the Badlands one I had on a year before when I scored 2 in 2 days, and I wore it for a while. It didn't help, but
I mean, I switched boots. I did
I literally
oh,
like,
my goodness.
and I'm not to be ignorant, and steal anything from Jesse, but like when you're hunting, you usually don't swap out your long underwear and stuff
Right.
regularly. But I'm changing everything, brother.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm changing jackets, I'm changing sweatshirts, I'm changing long underwear, socks.
I've got a mid-weight hunting suit, right, that has no purpose still being used. Like, it is worn
Right.
out.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of it.
because you might need that luck someday.
I'm still killing deer wearing it.
Yeah.
Like, if I can wear it's first gen Nomad brand suit. Like,
Yeah.
the Harvester jacket and pants. It's like a neoprene type material almost. It's really neat. They don't make it that way anymore, but it's a really neat product. But
You've just run everybody, don't you?
oh yeah, I've got
Kiwi,
Kuyu,
yeah,
I've got First Light, I've got Nomad. Oh yeah, I got it all, man. I got it all. It all serves a purpose. I am working towards building everything more towards First Light, especially for midweight and late season.
Yeah.
First Light, in my opinion, just has some phenomenal cold weather gear. But like the early season, I'll probably always run. Well, Born Primitive is actually a newer brand. I love their pants.
Heard them. Heard of them.
I will continue to wear their pants like early season, but my Kuyu pants I melted, so I had their lightweight attack pants, and they're no longer part of this world. They melted. So I was just wishing with Born Primitive though, and man, I'm impressed with the quality.
I've never.
But that should be another show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would even like to talk about like the evolution of everything. Like I mean, everybody started with, you just buy your hunting clothes at Walmart.
Oh yeah.
You just go out there, you spray scent away on yourself. I don't know. You'd sit upwind from deer. Like,
you want to talk about traditional stuff, okay? The biggest, like when I got to finally muzzleloader hunt, because when we were young, it was 12. There was no youth season, there was no mentored hunt, none of that crap. When I finally got to hunt, I had to have a pair of the green wool pants, baby.
Yes.
Everybody that
Bob's Army Navy in Clearfield.
Everybody that muzzleloader hunted in our group wore the green wool pants. Sons of guns weighed 30 pounds.
Oh, and
then
the
you
snow
got
would
wet.
just stick to them, and you
had no business.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just.
But I had so I did a lot of grouse hunting, like small game hunting when I was in high school. I'd go out with some friends of ours from high school. We did a lot out in Rockton. We did a lot of like grouse, and we would just trudge through the snow.
Oh yeah.
And we all wore those wool green old Army winter pants. Yeah, they were fantastic. I wish you know what? I think I need to get another pair of those.
Well, Bob's is back. I don't
Bob's
know.
is back.
I don't know if they have all that same.
Get Joe on eBay. He'll get them.
I could probably find you some.
32 waist, 32 length.
There you
Easy
go.
to remember. 32, 32.
Okay. Yeah, we might find you a pair.
Oh, that'll be. I'll wear them to the next episode.
Yeah.
It'll be hot.
Yeah, you'll die.
We'll have to do it. We'll have to put the air conditioner in.
So, I think that's some great episodes coming. I can't think of any more traditions really that I have. I mean, I've got 2 bows, and my Hoyt is the bow that I use because it just shoots so good for me. But my Elite that I had before that, I was a Hoyt guy. Then I got an Elite, and I love my Elite bow, and that was what I shot this deer with, and that was when I fell out of the tree. And it's got like this big valley, when you're drawing it back, it's like you get to that let off, and it is hard to creep back into that. Or over that, where the Hoyt's just smooth as butter. But anyways,
Yeah, we'll have to go.
Not
into
last
detail.
season, but the season before, I was having a slow season, and so I actually wounded a deer. I wounded a buck. Yeah, and on an 18-yard shot. I still to this day, I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
So I actually hung my Hoyt up, and I hunted the rest of the season with my elite.
Oh, no kidding.
It didn't help. I didn't get a deer that year.
And we'll have to go into detail on some of our gear because, like, I run a Matthews, and I know you run Hoyt, right?
No, I run an Elite.
Oh, you run an Elite.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to have a Matthews.
Which elite do you shoot?
I don't remember.
But we should do an episode.
Because I'm actually
gear
looking
dumps are
again.
fun.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking to buy a new bow, and I'm probably gonna go with the Matthews. But
well, once all these major brands, they all shoot a little bit different. So once you get used to one, it's really hard to get out.
I do like Hoyts. The only reason I ever went with the Matthews is whenever I was in school and I was saving up to buy a bow because I came from a PSE. Oh my goodness, Fitzgerald days. Wasn't that his name?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to watch him on TV, so I bought my cousin's used PSE.
I ran a Fred Bear code.
Oh, Fred Bear's the key.
That bugger launched arrows at like 240 feet per second.
Yeah. My PSE, there was a good chance I could take the arrow out and just throw it faster than that bow would do.
I'd have been better running mine downrange.
That's what I mean. I went with the Matthews because they were the new craze, and all my friends had a Hoyt.
Yeah.
And one thing about me is, if you buy a Ford, I'm buying a Chevy. And the only reason I just like to go against the grain. You know what I mean? That's how I am. And ironically, like this year in hunting season, whenever we go over gear and stuff, I'd like to go over what people run gear wise and why they do it.
Barry's out.
Do you believe in scent lock and
scent lock and
what kind of scent controls and
I don't like elite bows. I bet you don't know why. Answer in the comments why I don't like elite bows.
Poor Barry.
Poor Barry.
No, I mean that's But really, tradition, superstitions, rituals, they make the hunting world go round.
I think every hunter and fisherman has them, and I think it's because we've all experienced those things where we just go.
When we were getting ready for this,
why did that happen?
When we were getting ready for this, I was like, "This is gonna be a really short episode because I got a couple, but." And then the more we talk about it, it's like, man, I'll start changing this up. I'll start training this. I love to do this before the first night. Like, packing snacks before the first rifle season. Like that was something we always did with my dad. My dad always had Rolos. I can remember going to the store even before I was old enough to hunt. Okay, I got to roll those for dad for his, just stuff like that, man. It's just, and it takes you back and it connects you.
I play, here's another one I just thought of. Just to your point, I just thought of another one. If it's really slow in the stand, I'll play solitaire on my phone. Mm-hmm. And I tell myself that if I put it on hard mode, right, instead of flipping one card at a time, because it's easier when you flip one.
Yeah.
If you play hard mode and flip 3 at a time, right, and if I don't hit the hint button at all, don't allow myself to hit hint, flip 3 cards at once on hard mode, and if I win, I'll see a deer. And like I tell myself that, right? And it hasn't worked, but I still tell myself that it's helped time. Yeah. So,
and I had a lot of traditions whenever I was younger, because back then you would have, you'd have Thanksgiving. And then you'd spend a ton of time with family over that weekend. You play games and do different things. And then Sunday was like the big day. You gear up, you get snacks, you do all the stuff. And it's just, it's different now with, the Saturday hunting and the hustle and bustle of everybody's trying to leave work and you sneak in this, do that. And, so things have changed, but I think there's a lot of traditions maybe that have slowly faded because of the changing of the seasons. With it being Saturday now versus Monday. And
but I think new traditions are taking place. Right. I think there's just as many as ever before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they evolved.
They evolved. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, we used to shoot our rifles in on Friday.
Yep.
Like
We used to
Thursday
do
was
the same thing.
Thursday was for turkey. Friday was for shooting rifles in.
And it was always funny because you go out Friday, or you'd eat dinner with the family on Thursday. You go out Friday and there'd be more shots than on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's sighting in their guns in the Tri-County area.
For sure.
Then you go to the pancake fries.
Yeah, pancake fries. That used to be a big thing.
Man, I miss Union Township, Brockton's old buckwheat pancakes, baby.
Hear everybody's lies about they have the biggest buck in the tri.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, I've
gonna
been
hammer it
seeing.
Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah. And they won't.
No.
Spotting.
Oh, that's something that I don't do anymore. But I used to go spotting.
My son does all the time. He loves it. Yeah, we used to do it all the time, especially in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
my gosh, we'd go out every night. You were allowed to spot till 11, and we ran that light until 10:59.
Yep.
Every night. I mean, if it wasn't raining or foggy, we were out there spotting. Yeah,
We did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, all the landowners. I look back now, all the landowners had to have hated us.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to shine their houses, but
Right.
Yeah.
it's no different back then than it is now. All the big bucks hung out in the yards.
Yeah.
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 And so you're shining their yards after you shine their fields, and then you're shining them as they're watching Jeopardy, and they're like, "Ah, gosh darn it!"
And dang kids are out there.
And they get
darn
annoyed
kids
with
are
it
out there.
because it's like every night. They're
Every
like,
night.
seriously.
Again. Yeah. They had to have hated us.
But back then you could afford to do it because gas was reasonable.
I had a Nissan Sentra
Yeah.
with a five speed, and it might have actually only been a 4-speed. I can't remember now. It was a 1993 Nissan Sentra. The steering wheel's about this big around on it, and that thing got my buddies would all pitch in $1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put $4
Yeah.
of gas in it.
And
we
it
could
would
go
move.
spot all of Clearfield County.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
$4 back then. I think when I started driving, it was 89 or 98 cents. It was under $1. So
Yeah.
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 But
So, all right. Well, we'll get to episode 3 here at some point. We've got some ideas on what we want the next couple episodes to be. But again, there's the camera. I looked at it this time.
You
good
found
job.
it. You found it. Maybe show Barry where the camera's at.
Barry, do you see the camera? I see the camera. If you have any good ideas or positive outdoor experiences, you should message the wild.
The wild connection.
That's why Barry ended up on the table.
Barry, you're an idiot.
Barry.
It's called the Wild Connection.
That's your second mistake.
Yeah.
Barry's not on the show anymore. He's kicked off. So if you have any ideas,
we
send
can't
them over
kill
to
him.
us. We're going to kill Barry twice.
Billy's acting career is now dead also.
Done. You're looking in the corner.
Yeah.
Barry's in the corner. I've had enough of it.
Put him in timeout.
All right.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.